Everyone everywhere has their favorite time of year. Mine is the winter holiday season. Specifically, the one day of the year my mom and I come together and make a whole bunch of cookies. Though we do make many different types, our family favorite is the Tatalucha cookie. Chances are, if you look this cookie up on the internet, you won't come up with any matches, for it's an old family recipe. It comes from my great Sicilian grandmother. My stepmom passed it down to me when she married my mom. The Tatalucha cookie is an Italian wedding cake cookie that has a light cake-like spongy texture. Today we will only be making the cookie, not the glaze that goes along with it. To start, we will preheat the oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. I have already done so, and it is important to do this early so that you don't have to wait for it later. We made that mistake many times and learned from it. The ingredients we will need are 3 cups of flour, 6 teaspoons of baking powder, it helps the cookies to rise, 1 cup of melted butter, 5 large eggs that I have cracked in this bowl already, 1 1/3 cups of sugar, and 1 teaspoon of lemon extract and 1 teaspoon of orange extract. We will start with these ingredients, which are the wet ingredients. So first we will open up the KitchenAid. We will throw in the 5 large eggs, and then pour in the 1 cup of melted butter. We will grab the sugar, 1 1/3 cup. It's always good to go back and make sure that you're getting your proper measurements. If you have to check multiple times, that's all right. You'd rather get it right than get it wrong. So that is 1 cup. Set that aside. And then 1/3 cup. Boop. There we go. All right, now we can put the lid on and set the sugar aside. Now for the extracts. So we're gonna get the orange first because I feel like it. Doesn't matter which one goes first. Gonna pour it in there. You get a little bit extra, a little bit not enough. That's all right. It's just for flavoring. There goes 1. And it's okay if in this instance to use the same one. If I were to try to use this on a dry ingredient next, that might not be good. But here we go, lemon extract. This is a 1 teaspoon measuring utensil. There we go. Set that aside. It'll be cleaned when I'm done. Alrighty. Now, that's all the wet ingredients. We're gonna set this to low and get going on the dry ingredients. First, we will put in 3 cups of flour. Got my 1 cup here. It does make quite a bit of mess, but that's alright. That's just part of the baking process. 1. Oh geez. 2. And 3. Alrighty. Set that aside for much needed cleaning later. And get out the baking powder. So it says we need 6 teaspoons, which is equivalent to 2 tablespoons, because there's 3 teaspoons in every tablespoon. So that's what we're gonna do. We get it on the spoon and kind of wipe the excess off on that little ledge there. Just 1 and 2. That's all we'll need. We're gonna take this because it's handy, and we're gonna mix it all up. With 2 white ingredients, it can be kind of hard to tell when it's properly mixed, but you just kind of go with the flow a bit. And while this is running, we're gonna take the 3rd scoop actually, and we're gonna slowly pour the dry ingredients in with the wet. Doing it this way ensures that the baking powder especially gets evenly distributed throughout the batter so that every cookie can rise the same. And then you also do it slower like this so that you don't overwhelm the KitchenAid, because that could cause a few problems, I'd imagine. One thing I really love, not just about this particular cookie, but about baking in general, is who I'm doing it with. I usually do it with my mom, who means the world to me. She's the one who taught me to bake and most of my cooking experience as well. And all in life, I would be nowhere without her, so you can thank her for that. And for my stepmom for bringing me so many amazing Italian recipes, but also, you know, her love and her care. So, this process right here, pouring this in, does take a little patience and a little while, but we get through it all right. It's important to be slow and calculated than rush through it and make mistakes. So the dough texture will be a little bit not as clumpy as your regular like chocolate chip cookies would be. And they also spread out on the cookie sheet a lot. So we're gonna really be careful on our placement and making sure they're not, you know, too close or too big. All right, now that we have that poured, this is all mixed up now, but first we're gonna turn it off, lift this up. We're gonna ignore the cat in the background making a bunch of noise. You guys know my cats, they've been in so many of my videos making a ruckus. So I'm just scooping it off the mixer here and kind of off the sides just to make sure it's all even and uniform. And then everything's looking good already, so this is a good bunch of batter. It's okay if a little flour gets on top from here, it's no problem. We're gonna set this aside for intense cleaning rituals. We lick it off. And then we will make a little space. We'll grab a cookie sheet and some spray so it doesn't stick, because that is also a problem. An annoying one, really. Give it a good once over. Grab these. Let's grab a spoon. That's a bad spoon. Let's grab a better spoon. Here we go. So, do like this. Kind of ball shaped, kind of however you can get it on. And then, this part does take also another lengthy process. But what you would do is making sure that they have enough room apart that when they do spread out once they're baking, they don't become one giant pan cookie. It does happen, and if it does, just take a spatula or a knife or anything and just cut them up into reasonable cookie shapes if you can. But so here, right here, you get the sense of how far apart they go. We could probably fit 3 here and 3 or 4, depending on how big they do it and what size pan you have. Just in a grid system. And once we do get this filled up, we would put it on the center rack in our preheated oven for 8 minutes. And don't be fooled by this cookie. It may look like it still needs time, but remember, it is a spongy, light cookie. So don't want to keep cooking it thinking it's not done yet. Don't overdo it. Real simple, and once it's done and you can lay it out here to cool, after a couple minutes of cooling, you can move them to the cookie racks here, where you can put the glaze on, or even no glaze if you don't want to, and then enjoy it.